Alright, happy holidays everyone. We're now into the Christmas event, and as usual, it's a collection event. There's nothing completely different about it at all. You know, the same old stuff. But I realized that I hadn't actually done a video on how I work and farm the collection events, which I have been doing because my goal is to eventually get all the Insta-Monkeys. I know it's gonna take me like 5 years, but the last time I was working on it, I got quite a few tier 5s. Admittedly, I got a couple of duplicates, which really pissed me off because I've only got one tier 5, and the odds of that happening... Oh, anyway, we're going to ignore that because that's not what this is about. The collection event. So essentially, the only way you can get tier 5s are from these little diamond boxes at the end, and you have to earn 1,000 of these little presents in order to make it to there to even have a chance of getting a tier 5, which, by the way, is not guaranteed. Anyway, let's talk strategy. Now, for me personally, I hear a lot of people saying do the expert maps on easy difficulties. I don't understand. Like, maybe I'm misinterpreting or maybe I'm doing something wrong, but even if you go to the bonus rewards, which by the way is the only maps you should be playing if you're looking for collection event rewards, even if it's beginner maps, just make sure it's always the bonus rewards, because those are the only ones that are actually worth it. Just look by comparison, right? So, easy difficulty, I'll get 12. You know, 12 isn't great. It doesn't even get me a basic chest. So I don't know why people are suggesting that for expert maps. I know people used to suggest deflation a lot. That's because you just set up a defense, you walk away, and then it plays and wins. But now they've nerfed that. I think this is only worth like 1 now. But anyway, as you can see, you get like 12 from easy, 33 on hard. And then if you play on a map that doesn't have the bonus rewards, you get 4 and 9. So 100% go for the bonus reward maps. But in my opinion, because look at this. Non-rewards, non-bonus rewards, you get 14 for Impoppable. Admittedly, I can't tell you what that is for the bonus rewards because I've not done quad on alternate balloons round. But essentially, Impoppable and Chimp's difficulties are the ones you're looking at. More specifically, the one that I'm looking at is Impoppable, because it is so much easier than Chimps. Oh, it's pathetically easier than Chimps. Anyway, now onto what I do. I don't see why people do expert maps on easy difficulties. Maybe someone can leave a comment about it. Maybe it used to be stronger, but now it's weaker. I'm not sure. But what I do is beginner and intermediate maps. If you can do intermediate maps, specifically the one with the bonus rewards, I like to go hard difficulty, Impoppable, and get a nice little 36. 36 is a pretty solid number, especially, like, even if you're on the diamond crates. How much? I think you only need 70 presents. Maybe I'm wrong on that, not entirely sure. I think it changes for some reasons every now and then. But, I think you only need 70, which means you only need to play 2 intermediate maps on Impoppable difficulty to get a diamond chest, which is pretty damn good, in my opinion. I don't know if everybody else thinks that or not, but hey, if you're looking for an easier guide, one that doesn't involve expert and advanced maps, this is what I'm here for. I am the master of lazily doing things well. So yes, I would typically go Haunted, Hard, Impoppable difficulty, 36 rewards right there, 36 little chests, and that would get me instantly a crate because I've not actually started the event yet. But even if I was at the diamond crate, I would only have to play one other map, and boom, I'd have myself a diamond crate. And when you think about it, even if the rewards for the expert maps, I think if I'm remembering correctly, they'd be around like 40, 45? Even if it was 45, you'd still have to play 2 games in order to get a diamond crate. So you may as well just play on the easier maps, guarantee the win, and get yourself a few diamond crates without panicking, pressing escape, backing out, trying a level 40 times, and just wasting your time in general. So yeah, that's typically what I'll do. I'll just fly through the intermediate maps on the bonus rewards until it gets to one that's slightly more annoying. For example, Bazaar, or Spring, or Rake. Ew. Other than that though, I feel like, yeah. In fact, yeah, my Impoppable medals accurately reflect which maps I'm willing to do. Admittedly, these 3 are still fairly new, so I just haven't gotten around to doing those 3. So I think those are okay to do, but for the most part, if you see this medal on one of these intermediate maps, it means it's a nice map. It means it's not a horrible map. This one's slightly horrible. I personally hate it myself. Spring's okay, but I have had trouble with it in the past. Shoots, I'm just not bothered with it. Rake really sucks. Honestly, I'm surprised I have more medals than that on that than Shoots. But yeah, so typically I'd go for the intermediate maps, but the beginner maps are not a lost cause. If you go here, and then Impoppable, 27. It's not 36, very obviously, but still, that's solid. That is a solid amount. How many 27s would you need to go into 70? What, 3? Is it 3? It's 3. You would need 3. So that's not too bad, especially when you consider beginner maps are literally, like, for the most part, I don't think there's any beginner map that I really hate. I think the worst one out of all of them, in terms of, like, quote-unquote difficulty, is probably something like End of the Road or Hedge, just because either on End of the Road, there's just one track that you have to protect the entire time. It's not, like I said, like, even though I'm complaining about these two, I've still blackboarded them. They're still very easy maps, but they're like the ones I'm not thrilled about getting. Anyway, so that's my strategy. I completely ignore expert and advanced maps and just do intermediate if I can until it lands on a crappy map, like, you know, Blunarius Prime or Bazaar or something like that. And then when I run out of maps on there, I swap to beginner and do these maps instead. Because if you don't know, the bonus rewards apply to one map in each category of difficulty. So Candy Falls is the one for beginner. As you can see, there's no others. Intermediate is Haunted. Advanced is Spillway. And Expert is Quad. Alright, wait. Advanced on Spillway. 45, there you go. So on an advanced map, you can get 45, which is pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty solid. And then on expert map, you can get, well, 33 for doing ABR, but I don't know what Impoppable is. Presumably 50 something. I'm not entirely sure. But why would you go through that? Why would you put yourself through that when you can just go intermediate, beat 2 games on a relatively difficult map, rather than force yourself to go through 1 game on an expert map on a hard difficulty just to not get a full diamond crate at the end of it. You know? Anyway, that's just my piece of advice. The only other advice I would give is that typically I do use Sorter. So if you've got Sorter unlocked for intermediate maps or beginner maps, easily she can carry you through it. If not, use something like maybe Ben. If you're really into Geraldo, then by all means go crazy with it and use Geraldo. I personally don't know how to use them, so I don't bother with that. But I thought I'd just give you guys a bit of an idea of how I like to play these collection events, because, not gonna lie, I don't like expert maps. Even on easy difficulties, I just don't see the worth. There's a big difference, and I know I've said this a few times now, but there's a big difference between 36 crates on Impoppable, on a really easy, simple map, versus, what was it? 12. Goddamn 12 on an expert map. I get it. You could probably fly through 2 or 3 expert maps on easy difficulty standard in the time frame that I get through an Impoppable game. But at the same time, you'd need to fly through what? 3? 3 easy maps? Or 3 easy difficulty expert maps while I fly through just 1? That's, you know, well, if we're just going purely math here, 40 times 3 is 120. I'm only going around 100, so technically I'm a little faster. Anyway, we're not going too heavy into those details because I'll probably be wrong by the end of it. But yeah, so that's how I typically do the collection event. The last time I did it, like I said, the fruits of my labors are all the tier 5s that I've got unlocked now. Admittedly not that many, but hey, I'm getting there, I was mainly focusing on the primary towers, if you can't tell, because if you go through all the others, there's a heavily empty space where all the tier 5s should be. Yeah. Anyway, best of luck on your Tier 5 Instamonkey journey. Have a great, happy holidays, and I hope this video has helped you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Bye-bye.